University of Pittsburgh neuroscientist has been arrested for allegedly killing his wife with cyanide. He is accused of putting cyanide in his 41-year-old wife's creatine drink. And this is a really devastating story, and he is a terrible liar because apparently on April 15th, 2 days before his wife had collapsed, he had purchased cyanide. There was documentation at the university that he works for that he purchased it, even though there was no evidence indicating that he was going to use the cyanide in any type of school project. So he is actually a leading researcher on Lou Gehrig's disease. And his name is Dr. Robert Ferrante, and his wife was Autumn Klein, 41 years old.
She was also a doctor.
And she was also a doctor, yes. And apparently he was very, very worried that she was cheating on him. A few months ago, she was at some sort of conference, and she was telling a male friend that he had accused her of cheating and that he was going to show up to the conference. And they have a 6-year-old together, and they had been text messaging one another about how creatine drinks can help them conceive a second child, and this is what happened.
Even though they were having obviously some troubles,
yes,
she was under the impression that they might still have a second child when he went and did this. What I'm amazed by is how smart some people are in certain fields and so absolutely mentally deficient in other ways. I mean, this guy is a top neuroscientist, and he can't figure out that when they come do the investigation, they're gonna look at what you bought a couple of days ago, and they're gonna see cyanide. How unbelievably stupid are you?
And by the way, important note: he didn't just like order the cyanide. You know, he was ordering a bunch of stuff. He overnighted it.
Oh,
like I have an emergency research. I need this cyanide now. No, I mean that's gonna stand out obviously.
Yeah, so he's terrible at hiding this crime.
The university credit card. That's unbelievable.
He used the university credit card, for Christ's sake! How dumb are you? It's like sometimes you see the doctors and you're like, oh wow, doctor, and then they'll speak about politics or religion and they'll be like, well, obviously since a woman was made out of the rib of man, and you're like, what? You're a doctor? How can you be a doctor and believe that women came out of the rib of man? How can you believe that, right? But it's amazing sometimes, and look, it's true in my life too. Obviously, I know a lot about politics through experience, etc., and I feel like I'm pretty decent at that. But you say, all right, hey, Cenk, can you pack that box and we're gonna move? I'm like, what? I can't. I don't know what goes where. And you're like, this is one of the dumber guys I've ever met.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's funny how the mind works.
And also, a scary part of this, and it happens all the time. You marry someone and you think you know them and you think everything's great, and you run into a few problems, and all of a sudden he's poisoning you with cyanide.
You sleep with another guy and you think, well, this is working out nicely. I got the neuroscientist at home. I got this other honey on the side, and all of a sudden cyanide.
Well, we don't know that she did that,
don't.
by the way.
Yeah, I feel bad even bringing that up.
She sounds like, but it does sound like she was going to leave him.
She was. She had told a friend that she was planning on leaving him, and he was paranoid about that. Because he should have been paranoid about it.
And she should have left him.
She should have left him. He's the kind of guy who gets cyanide and kills her.
Yeah, and to me, the overwhelming real point here is just get a divorce. Obviously for her sake, but for your kid's sake, for your sake. Now you're going to prison. Your 6-year-old kid's an orphan. It's just get a divorce. And I know it's hard. And you're 64 years old, and it might be hard to get back on, and date and all that stuff. But on the other hand, you're a neuroscientist. Go get a Ferrari, whatever. Some things can help you.
He's not a bad-looking guy. B, he's successful. So yeah, you're gonna. I mean, look, it's devastating to be left, but you get a divorce.
No, but here's the thing:
screw her in the settlement.
If he's
a lot of ways to go about this that are stopped short of giving her cyanide.
Ben, if he's scared about having to get back in the dating game because she leaves him. If he kills her, he needs to get back in the dating game too. So that doesn't make it any easier.
Right. And now he's going to have to get into the dating game in prison.